This is going to show me a list of all of the clients on my network and also all of the applications going across my network. All right, so I've got all the clients here, their description, when they were last seen, amount of traffic they're using, so I could toggle it by the power users, the client type, MAC address. I could take a look at all the applications that are going across our network. So this can be really useful information just to get your arms around what's happening on your network. But if I wanted to search, I could search by username. This would be the username. James that opened the ticket. I could search by, um, you know, uh, device type, right? I could search by just, looking at MacBooks. A lot of different ways to search. But we'll go back here and we'll search for James's device here. So we'll say this is the one that he had issues with wireless. So let's take a look at that specific client and see if we can see what's going on with his client. So we click on that client, it's going to pull up his device here. We can see, so I'm recording this on a Saturday. Again, it's production, so real network, but we can see here that James is no longer connected to the network. But if he was, this will show us real time what the network path looks like. So he's not currently connected to the wireless network, but the last AP he was connected to here is shown with some statistics indicating that it looks good. The uplink, the physical uplink from the access point to the switch is good, no issues. Same with that first level switch. So this is super helpful, real-time troubleshooting in terms of seeing, hey, is there an issue in the network path? But we could see, some statistic on his device, the access point he was last connected to. In this case, if he was currently on the network, that would update. We could see, this is the name of that access point. So we could see location-wise. Here we've got a floor plan and then our access points placed. So there's that access point, and here's roughly where he was on the fourth floor. We can also see statistics around traffic usage by that client and applications as well. And if we come up here to performance, excuse me, I think it's connections. There we go, connections. Toggle it to the last week. We see a very similar graph to what we could see, network wide, just specific to this client. So we could come here and see, that step-by-step process, not having any issues associating. There we go. All of the issues around authentication. So what we do is we click on that, and that's going to take us to a list of all of the times that this specific client, the connection log, this specific client had issues authenticating. So there we go. Filtered by this client, failure step authentication. And so we can see here, the access point he was on, failure step, failure reason. After you get used to looking at this, you can make heads or tails of this. So I can tell pretty quickly here that just a good old-fashioned authentication error. Might have typed in the wrong username or password. He had some ePOL timeouts where he was roaming. So this is more than likely, this is just, walking through the building past a bunch of access points, where he wasn't given time to authenticate. But probably most likely the issue here was just a fat-fingered username or password. But there is an option here if I come back to the client and come up here to timeline to make that, if you're not an expert at this sort of stuff, reading this sort of stuff, make this a little bit easier. So I come to timeline, again, we're under this client. I can go to connection step, authentication, because that's what we saw, in terms of that's where all the issues are. We want bad bad authentication experiences. And then it's going to list all these, right? A little bit easier to read. Roamed from access point, this access point, and then had a failed connection on this SID to this access point because the client didn't provide credentials. The reason code is a ePOL timeout. Again, that's just probably walking out of the building. This is the one where the radius authentication failed. But a really, really helpful thing you'll see over here is this indicator around a packet capture. And so what we've implemented is super, super helpful. We will take proactive packet captures anytime a client has any issue connecting or authenticating to an access point. And then anytime there's a bad roaming experience, we're just going to go ahead and proactively take a packet capture and store it in the cloud. And so that just makes it really easy to, you don't have to try and recreate the situation, work with a client to, take them out of their, normal working hours to gather a packet capture. It's already proactively taken. It's in the dashboard. So you could come right up here to support, help in cases, open a ticket, refer them to this event and say, hey, I've already got a proactive packet capture. Go ahead and take a look at it and let me know what that means. So in that way, makes it really, really easy. We kind of saw like to go from, a ticket, wireless isn't working, to looks like the only issues he's had is authentications, probably that. We already took a packet capture, throw it over the fence to support, and get the problem resolved. If I come up here to network wide, just to show you how those packet captures work, and go to intelligent capture, you can see for all access points, there's that proactive PCAP enablement. I can enable it for all devices. I can do it just on some devices, select my access point. I can do it based on tag. If there's just some locations I want to do it, I can do that based on tag. So that's how we'd set it up in terms of taking those proactive packet captures.